Stranger Things became an instant hit when it first came out back in 2016, capturing the eyes and hearts of viewers across the world with the supernatural aspects. A great story, the 80s look, plus great music. Altogether, these aspects paired perfectly together to create the beloved series that has been going strong since the beginning. In fact, the show made an announcement a while back confirming the filming and release of Season 4. However, with the new season seemingly taking forever to debut, which isn't totally the show's fault, some people might be craving something similar to watch. So in today's video, we'll be discussing some similar shows to Stranger Things that you need to be watching. The first show we have is Buffy the Vampire Slayer. And like Stranger Things, this supernatural teen series is appealing to almost everyone of all ages, as it follows young people coming of age while battling monsters. The Scooby Gang may be a little older than the Stranger Things kids, but they have a similarly unbreakable bond of friendship thanks to their shared experiences and secrets, even when they're not getting along. Sarah Michelle Gellar stars as the Chosen One, who, like Eleven, just wants to live a normal life, but she has to fight vampires as well as ghouls, demons, and other assorted creatures with their friends because their town has an interdimensional portal. And though it was contemporary at the time, watching it now invokes nostalgia for the late 90s, early 2000s in a way that Stranger Things is nostalgic for the 80s. Next up is Glow, and with this one, the 80s aesthetic is real. In this drama, the viewers get to learn about the 1980s syndicated women's professional wrestling circuit called the Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling, otherwise known as Glow, and follows the stories of the fictionalized characters and their everyday struggles with trying to be taken seriously in their field of work. While the story itself is super empowering and a lot of fun, with plenty of great jokes and drama, Stranger Things fans will love the aesthetic that Glow brings to the table. One episode in, and it will already feel like you were thrown straight back to the 80s, and your hair might poof up as though you've used a decade's appropriate amount of hairspray. Not only that, but the cast itself is amazing. Stars like Alison Brie, Brittany Young, and more. With shows like House of Cards and Daredevil, Netflix has managed to amass a huge subscriber base in no time. The success of these shows has allowed them to be more experimental and create a show that doesn't shy away from touching upon sensitive issues like sexuality and feminism. Created by Lana and Lily Wachowski and J. Michael Straczynski, the story follows a group of people from all over the world who find out that they're somehow linked to each other. When a mysterious organization starts hunting them down, they band together to combat the threat. Things go awry when they finally learn the nature of their reality. Despite being a mix of sci-fi and thriller, it never really feels far-fetched or outlandish. It's filled with suspense and nail-biting drama all the way through. It never backs away from taking a dig at the weird society we live in and the norms we've come to accept. From the crowded rows of Mumbai to the busy streets of London, it's shot all over the world. Put your seatbelts on and get ready for one crazy ride. The next show we have is The Society, where we accompany a group of teenagers who are thrown into a whole new world. Out of nowhere, it seems the whole entire population of their town has disappeared. Now, it's up to them to somehow find their way again and learn how to live for themselves. Many have stated that they look to this group of teenagers as sort of an older version of the main gang from Stranger Things, because it's all about teens figuring things out and not having the adults to rely on. Another great aspect many Stranger Things fans will love about The Society is that there is plenty of drama. As a matter of fact, that's one of the reasons why this is an extremely entertaining show. If Eleven as a telekinetic sort of rebel is your favorite part of Stranger Things, you should definitely check out I Am Not Okay With This, which, not to mention, shares producers with Stranger Things and also features a telekinetic heroine at the center of its story. Set in the Rust Belt, this coming-of-age show follows Sydney, a young teen who is attempting to navigate the complexities of high school, her father's recent suicide, and her budding sexuality, while also struggling to understand and control her newfound telekinesis, which is a not-so-subtle metaphor for the experiences of growing up. The show, which is based on Charlie Forsman's comic of the same name, is more expansive and much lighter in tone than its source material, and therefore a lot more viewer-friendly. Plus, the show has an awesome soundtrack, and episodes are only 30 minutes long. All in all, you pretty much can't go wrong here. When viewers think of Stranger Things, they most likely think of three things: sci-fi, the 80s, and kids. All the other shows on this list may check off one or two of these, but no other check all three like Erie, Indiana. The NBC series only lasted one season, but its 19 episodes followed a young teen and his friend investigating oddities and peculiarities like haunted libraries, magical ATMs, and mysterious UFOs in his small town in Indiana. The tone is more fun and whimsical than Stranger Things, though there is a fair share of murderous villains. More importantly, they both share that charming sense of wonder and excitement that can only be captured through the eyes of kids. Not to mention, they're also both set in the same location, Hoosier State. When the mind-bending German series Dark first debuted in 2017, there were numerous comparisons to Stranger Things because both shows opened with children going missing. But Dark eventually swerved into hard sci-fi and time travel, while Stranger Things leaned into monsters and the supernatural. And yet, that doesn't mean the show isn't worth watching if you like Stranger Things. The time travel show follows 4 interconnected families in a small town town and explores the actions of multiple generations throughout several different time periods. Posing complex questions about determinism and free will, and with overt religious undertones, Dark has lofty narrative ambitions, and it follows through on everything it promises. You might have to read subtitles for this one, but it's worth it. The city of Hawkins is central to Stranger Things' narrative because it's the location of the Gate of the Upside Down, the alternate dimension that is home to all the monsters who've kept our heroes in prime fighting shape for 3 seasons. The isolated small town at the center of the French-Belgian thriller Blackspot, known in France as Zone Blanc, is equally important to its series narrative, but in much creepier ways. The show follows a prosecutor who's arrived to investigate why the town has such a high murder rate, but what he and we quickly find out is that the forest surrounding the town is full of dark secrets, and it's all somehow related to the head of the local police, who is still trying to figure out what happened to the girl the night she was kidnapped and chained up in the said forest. The suspenseful and atmospheric Blackspot mixes elements of the mythological with the tension of a great crime drama to create an eerie but highly bingeable series. Next up, based on the 1973 film by the same name, Westworld takes place in a near-futuristic world where anything is possible, thanks to technological advancements. Immersive theme parks have been created for wealthy clients who want to explore the Wild West and enjoy what the world has to offer. The main attraction is humanoid robots who act and talk just like humans. Unfortunately, most of the clients choose to murder, destroy, and overall do bad things to the host just for fun. Since the victims are not humans, they get away with everything. There are no consequences for their actions. However, things start to go wrong when one of the androids gains consciousness, leading to an ultimate showdown between humans and hosts. By the end of the first season, you'll find yourself grappling with some uncomfortable questions that have no right answers. Westworld does a commendable job of pulling you with its intriguing plotline and ambitious scope right from the get-go. From the moment you lay your eyes on the humongous theme park, you know that Westworld is going to be different than any other contemporary soap operas out there. Lastly, we have Black Mirror, which is an anthology series with stories that revolve around the sheer amount of technology we use every day. It shows us how the same gadgets that make our lives easier can also destroy us. Every episode tells a different independent story with a dark, twisted ending that certainly compels you to think about what the future might have in store for us. This series is one of the biggest surprises in recent times, as every episode is unique and has a different storyline and actors. The only thing in common between the stories is their jab at the current absurd world we live in. It's one of those shows you'll either love or hate with a passion. Give the first couple of episodes a shot and see how you like it. With that said, that's gonna wrap up this video. Thanks for watching.